Hello, welcome to VAD Inspires, and today we're going to continue through the vein of our Strictly Personal series, part 17. And if you're not familiar with this show, or rather, this series is me just discussing about my experiences with anxiety and depression and the things and strategies that have helped me overcome them from a personal perspective. I don't claim to have the gold standard of what works, but I think that the things that have helped me might help someone else in discovering ways in order to conquer their anxiety and fears and depression in the process. And of course, this is a playlist. It's on my YouTube channel. You can go to the page, start from the beginning. That will give you a lot more context of what I'm about to discuss. So, anxiety begins in the brain, right? Anxiety is not a situation. Anxiety is not something that is isolated, right? Our situation doesn't give us anxiety. The way we appraise a situation gives us anxiety. This is so basic, but yet often misunderstood. We tend to think that people elicit anxiety. Someone made you angry, someone made you sad, someone made you happy. A situation created a kind of emotion, but it's actually the way we see the situation creates the anxiety. For example, we often claim that we like surprises, but we actually don't. We only like the surprises we want. The surprises we don't want, we call them problems. But they are all surprises. But it depends on how we appraise them, how we internalize them, how we interpret them. That will determine how we react to them and how it will feel and how the experience will be interpreted. For example, if you see a wolf in the woods and you're a camper, you'll be scared out of your mind. You will jump off. You will be trying to find safety. But a zoologist that sees a wolf in the bush might be curious. He might think, wow, this is something, get a closer look at this animal. But it is the same situation, but it elicits different responses from different people depending on the frame of mind that they come to it with. So if that's something to understand, that's something to think about, that's something to be more self-aware about, and think about why you are appraising a certain situation in a certain way if it's eliciting anxiety or provoking situations for you. Because it's not a situation, it's what you are interpreting the situation to be. And for stress response to be effective, it has to be almost instantaneous. That's why practicing the right way to respond to stress is vital. It's crucial. Because trying to think your way into responding the right way is not fast enough. Because your response is instant. If you remember from our previous Strictly Personal series, we were talking about the fact that sometimes when you see something that could not be dangerous, you'll be scared first and then adjust. Right? If I throw a four animal at you, like a toy animal, if it looks too real or something, you will be scared at first, and then you will adjust based on the fact that you see that it's a toy snake, it's a toy it's a toy spider. But at first, it was instantaneous, and that's how you react to a situation. That's why practicing reacting the right way is vital. And in our future Strictly Personal series, we're going to discuss about strategies and how to implement the strategies in order to help with the instantaneous anxiety response situations, in the sense that you will understand a little bit more how to react to situations that are anxiety provoking in a way that it wouldn't cause us to be overwhelmed or go into panic mode, right? Because anxiety feeds off of our thinking process, which is part of what we discussed earlier. The thinking process, the way we appraise situation determines if it's going to be intensified or not. And the more we ruminate in our brain, the more we think that this situation is going to be anxious, this situation is not going to work out right, the more we send signals to our brain and to our amygdala, which triggers the flight or fight response. So the words you use to yourself, what you say to yourself, it matters a great deal. Because words turn into feeling, feeling turns into action, action turns into habit. And this progression of building a neural pathway in your brain, it's easily done the wrong way. And when you've done it the wrong way for a long time, it requires a conscious and consistent practice to do it the right way. And when you feel too anxious in a situation, or when you are feeling yourself, you feel your temperature rising, trying to tell yourself to calm down sometimes wouldn't work, because you're again speaking the language of the cortex-based anxiety and not the amygdala-based anxiety, which is based on association. So for a temporary quick fix, if you will, is to distract yourself. Find something to distract yourself. Call a friend, call a family or person, do something to distract yourself in that moment. Because when you do nothing and just feel anxious, you are strengthening the passive response to anxiety. And when it comes to anxiety, a passive response feeds the wrong behavioral pattern that will keep you anxious when the situation arises again. So that's why it's important to do something, anything, at the beginning. Remember, you're not trying to fix, you're trying to at least get yourself to reduce your anxiety level. Because, like we discussed, amygdala-based anxiety is based on association. It's not based on cause and effect. It bases of what happens in proximity to the next thing that happens. It based on association, and then creates a habit through repeated action of said association. Right? For example, a woman who was sexually assaulted, when he smells the cologne of the assailant, even in another man, he feels anxious. Why? The cologne has nothing to do with the man that he's afraid of. The situation that happened to her, a traumatic situation, a deeply disturbing situation that happened to her, had that cologne in its presence. And that cologne plus the situation creates an anxiety response. And now to unwind that process, to detach that process, have to be to find something else to create a new association for her. And we're going to discuss all these strategies in the next video, starting from the next video. But it's important to understand, this is just to express to you the importance of understanding association-based learning. And even more so, association rewarding-based learning. Because to change a bad neural pathway to a good one, your brain has to believe that this neural pathway is not only effective, but safe. Because your brain's fixed instinct is survival. But of course, it's a brain that is as old as time, and it needs to be taught that not everything is scary, not everything is fearful. But when you just leave it untrained, undeveloped, untaught, it just follows through what it knows best. And sometimes that might be bad for us in a specific situation. And that's why unwinding your anxiety is so important and so crucial. Now there are three things that is critical when it comes to unwinding anxiety and rewiring our brain. And those three things we're going to discuss in the next video. And then in the next video, those three things are going to lead us to a pathway of trying to rewire our brain, or rewire our anxious brain, put more appropriately. Because things, when broken down into steps, process, and stages, makes a lot more sense than when they are just bucked up as a generality. But of course, this is also another video of education, understanding, expanding your knowledge based on anxiety. Because strategies are a dime a dozen. Strategies, you can search them online and Google comes up. But understanding the way your brain works and internalizing it is actually the key to change. And that's something that I am having to learn the hard way. And I'm hoping from these educational videos, maybe I can help other people learn from an easier way. And of course, thanks for watching. Be great and follow for more to stay inspired.